the biggest story in college basketball since Zion's shoe exploded took place yesterday.
That was a big story.
Hey, you know what, man? They should be publicly. The NCAA and the Big Ten is going to shame Juwan Howard for his behavior in the handshake line. Privately, they should be applauding him because that was phenomenal watch through and through. We've got
you liked it.
Well, listen, the comments from the coaches we can get into later on in the show and kind of discuss, but. Here's my thought on the whole thing. Heat of the moment, Juwan Howard was upset about what was happening. He was frustrated. They were losing. They're not great this year. They're, barely above 500. It's a conference game. They get smacked around a little bit, and he's frustrated, and Gard puts his hands on him, and so he gets, annoyed by the situation. It escalates, and he palms a guy. I get all that suspension.
He palmed him.
Yeah, he palmed him.
He did palm him.
Yeah, and by the way, just to get an idea as to how big NBA players are, like Juwan Howard's hand, wrapped around that dude's head.
His head just disappeared.
Oh yeah,
for 1 second.
It was like Andre the Giant holding that beer can. That picture that's out there. And so Juwan Howard smacks the guy. And look, I get why people are frustrated. This is college sports. There's no place for this. Blah. He shouldn't be fired. Can we just calm down? This isn't a fireable offense. All right, he didn't put some kid in a Darce choke. Yeah, but that's what people are doing. We've reached.
Yeah, Juwan.
We've reached this point to where nobody knows how to just have a disagreement or a fight. Everything's a fatality. Fired.
It's the world we live in.
There's no hey, somebody made a mistake. It was dumb. Suspend him for a few games. No. We got to go straight to the end. We're going to skip past all that and fire him. I just think it's crazy.
Hey, what's wild is, though, we live in a day and age where the whole woke mob, the whole social justice setup and everything that takes place is it's just at its highest peak of participation. And people have to be very, very aware and cognizant of the things that they say and do, because if you get caught up into that, you're going to get canceled. And I just find this to be interesting. How will this play out? Because it seems like every single thing that takes place, if somebody gets tripped on a sidewalk, then depending on who's black and who's white in the scenario dictates what that was all about. Oh, you tripped him because that's a black man, right?
Yeah.
But now now it's like all right, in this situation, you had a black man put his hands on a white man, and so it's kind of like in reverse. But will it be reversed to where that white man put his hands on a black man? And that's why. But here's the problem that you're going to run into, right? The problem you're going to run into, I guess so. The problem you're going to run into is Juwan stepped away from the main coach when he pulled out his hand and palmed the coach. It wasn't even the coach that grabbed him. It was an assistant that he palmed.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, at some point, allow a situation to just be a situation. Should he be fired for it? No. Should he be disciplined for it? Of course he should be disciplined for it, because that's what that would call for. But to turn this into now it turns into, well, if that were a white man that did that, how would it be handled? And to be honest with you, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how that would be handled.
It feels like it's, and look, for people out there,
it should be handled the same way.
100%. And for people out there, they're like, well, that's a straw man argument. What do you mean? This isn't a race issue? No. But it turned into one.
It turns into one.
Just like so many things do. And like whether, Juwan Howard's black, white, magenta, who cares? He made a mistake. It doesn't mean that we just have to fire everybody because they make a mistake. It's a regrettable moment. He was, bothered in the heat of the moment. Things got away from him. He palmed a guy. let's everybody relax. People are trying to do these comps. Well, what about Woody Hayes, and what about?
I'm telling you, it always turns into the racial card being played into the scenario, and now it's like, how are you going to wrap the racial card into this? It's going to be he shouldn't have grabbed him. He shouldn't have grabbed him. But
great Gard put his hands on him first. I mean, if we're gonna break down detail by detail, and we will do a fight a fight recap here at some point on the show.
Sure.
But just the idea that this is the most outrageous thing in the world. This isn't the Malice of the Palace, okay?
That's fair.
They were hot and bothered. He palmed a guy. Suspend him a few games. It's fine. I don't think he needs to lose his job.
No, you don't lose your job over that.
Yeah.